Hi guys, I'm sure you can guess by the title what this video is going to be, but it's going to be a review of the Naked 3 palette, and I'm going to do a little comparison with all 3 palettes and let you know which is my favourite and why, and how I feel like they are different to each other, because don't be fooled, they are very different. Lots of people think they're pretty much going to be the same palettes. I mean, they're all neutrals. My husband would definitely look at these and say, why do you need all 3? But I do need all 3. You might understand that if you're watching this video. I'm going to start with number 1. This is definitely my favourite, purely because I've had it for the longest and I know that I will continue to use it and use it and use it. It's the kind of bronzy, warmer toned neutrals, and this is definitely something that suits my complexion the most. This is kind of me, kind of golden bronzy colours. The Naked 2, I didn't even purchase for myself. I didn't run out and get it. It was months and months that it had been kind of released before I actually got it, and I got it for my birthday from my mum. I'm pretty sure she was tipped off from Lee that it was something I would want, but to be quite honest, I'm not sure if I would have purchased it yet. It was one of those things like the Naked Basics, which I don't have, that I felt like I'd get at some point, but I didn't need yet. And like that palette, I think I probably will purchase it at some point, but I haven't run out and get it yet. I didn't feel like I needed this one. It wasn't as exciting to me. These colours are more taupey, kind of silvery, cool-toned neutrals, and they aren't really what I look for my skin tone. But the new one is it's still on the warmer side like the original, but it's more pinkish, rosy tone neutrals, and this one I had to have immediately. I got this on Look Fantastic, I pre-ordered it, and I'm pretty sure that I was only a couple of days later than everyone that got it on House of Fraser, because they could go out and get it immediately. But I wasn't expecting to get this till the 21st, because it said that that was the latest I would have it, and it didn't say a specific launch date, but I was really happy that it arrived only a couple of days ago. And you'll be seeing this later, so I've actually probably had it for a week by the time you see this, but really, really excited this arrived and I couldn't wait to make the video. And this, it's going to give the Naked one a run for its money, because as much as I love that one, I love the kind of rose gold tones that this one has. It's so beautiful, and I hadn't actually seen it in the flesh until it arrived on my doorstep, so I'm not disappointed at all. So that's the differences in the tones, but I wanted to show you kind of side by side what they all look like. I know I could probably be holding these better, but I'm not sure how. Basically, they go from light to dark. They all kind of follow that format with some kind of mid-tones in the middle and some goldeny colours. Some will go darker than others. Obviously, the Naked 2 here goes for a real dark black, whereas the other two they're not quite black. I think this is why you need them all, because they all do offer something different, but this is them side by side, and they all follow a similar kind of pattern with these pales to darks. I know that a lot of people say that you can get the most looks out of this one, and I think that's probably maybe true, but I think maybe the Naked 2, because the Naked 2 does have that real deep dark black, and it does have kind of more coppery tones, and you go very, very pale, and there's different kind of mattes. I feel like maybe you could get a different variation with this one, but I suppose it's going to be down to the individual. I do definitely prefer my Naked 1 to my Naked 2. I don't use the Naked 2 very often at all, but it does have some very nice colours in there. This one, I don't know, you kind of look at it and it kind of looks like there are a lot of colours that are the same, but when you swatch them, they really, really aren't. You've got, for example, Dust and Burnout, which are these two here, which looks not so much on camera, but when you look at them in real life, they look almost identical. Whereas Burnout, which is this one, is more of a kind of shimmery shade, and this one has that shimmer, but it also has a lot of glitter. So there's going to be quite a lot of fallout with this one. But they look very similar just to look at in the pan, but they actually swatch very, very different. So I think just to look at something, you can't really tell whether or not it's going to kind of work or not. And I like that you've got these 3 colours here that are all of the very, very same tone, but they're all completely different formulas. So you've got the glittery shade, the shimmery shade, and the matte shade. And I feel like they've done that further down the palette as well, like with these ones. So you can do an eye look with different textures, but they're all kind of along the same colour, and I really like that. This palette as well, unlike the other ones, there's no repeats, there's no colours that you can buy individually. These are all completely new colours that you've never seen anywhere else. They're all brand new for this palette. Whether or not they'll release them individually remains to be seen. I would imagine that if there's something that everyone asks for that's a particularly popular colour, they probably will, but they are all brand new colours that you've never used before, which I think is pretty cool. I'm going to talk about the very, very deep dark colours, mainly because they aren't black and they're a little bit different. I think along the lines of the original palette, which I'll show you, this kind of reminds me more of that than of the Naked 2, if I get them in the right order here. So you've got kind of 2 deep colours, but neither of them are black, and you've got one that's like a pinky toned kind of a plummy dark colour, which is the dark side colour, and then you've got one that's not tremendously black. It is black, the black heart colour. It does have a black it does have a black eyeshadow base, but it has kind of a plummy red glitter to it, which means that you are going to suffer a little bit of fallout, and also you don't get a heavily pigmented black, which I kind of miss with that palette. I wish they'd put in a black, but obviously the whole point is that it's going to be all brand new and you don't want to repeat colours, and I understand that if you do have all three palettes you may not want the black, but I like it to be self-contained, so I do kind of wish that they'd done that. And the black heart colour, no, the dark side colour, sorry, isn't quite dark enough for me for it to replace a black altogether. You also get 3 matte shades in here, whereas with the other 2 palettes you only got 2. So you have Strange, which is this pale colour here, Limit, which I absolutely love, and Nuna, which I love the name of, it's so cool. And those 3 together are going to look beautiful. I absolutely love matte eyeshadows, so I like that there's more choice in this particular palette. So let's get into swatching. We have Strange, Dust, Burnout, Limit, Buzz, Trick, Nuna, Liar, Factory, Mugshot, Dark Side, and Blackheart. So these swatches are all without primer. I just kind of wanted to show you what they actually looked like. And as you can see, there are some that look very similar, and you can kind of see where I'm coming from with these not being quite as deep as I'd like them to be. Like, you have here Factory that doesn't seem to be much lighter in kind of depth than the very, very darkest shade. So although it might look darker in the pan, because these aren't particularly pigmented, I was kind of a little bit disappointed. Obviously, they're going to look different with a primer underneath it, and I think that if I really wanted a deep dark black, I'd probably use the powder a little bit wet. But yeah, I absolutely love these colours together. I just kind of wish that I could get a slightly deeper look. I am going to have a tutorial using this palette over on my Spendaholic channel, which I'll link below. I just didn't want to kind of make it all one video because I want to show you me playing with the palette and see what kind of looks that I could come up with. You'll be able to see that video right now, so you can head over to that link and see what I did with the palette. But I've been playing with it a little bit, and I definitely have my favourites. Like I say, I really like the mattes. Nuna is probably my favourite. Limit, Nuna, it's a difficult one. I really do quite like the sparkly ones, but the problem for me is the fallout. I really like Trick and Dust are very, very sparkly. And much as I love them, I hate having glitter underneath my eyes. And when I worked for Urban Decay once upon a time, I actually said to my manager, like, are they planning on bringing anything out, you know, to stop the fallout, because they bring out so many glittery products? And they said, oh, you know, the primer potion, blah, blah, blah. The primer potion doesn't stop fallout, let me tell you, it just does not. And I really am interested to try some of the bases. I want to say bases? Glitter bases that you can buy, because you can get ones that are made for glitter pigments, and I'm really interested to try those because there are some gorgeous, gorgeous eyeshadows that I have that I just never use because of the fallout. So yeah, much as I love those colours, they're probably my least favourite, and they're going to be my least used in the palette because of that. And then I love Liar, Factory and Mugshot. They are just beautiful colours that I'll use all the time. My all-time favourite colour from Urban Decay, and possibly of all time, is Smog. And Laura from Laura Loves Beauty actually already gave me my Christmas present, and one of them was an individual of Smog. I always said that if I was going travelling or something, then I could just take that and that would be the only thing I needed. It's my favourite eye colour. And I obviously do stuff like this that wouldn't work so well for, but I actually don't have any eyeshadow on at all right now, would you believe? I'm trying to give my face a little bit of a break because I've been trying so many things. I tried like 4 different eye looks with the palette today. As a beauty blogger, my hair right now is teased within an inch of its life, and then I want to give it a few days off. Because I have been filming a lot of those hair tutorials you will have seen. This is one of my favourites, this one, and the one with the side sweeping fringe, what was it called? Boho Waves, I think. I think these are my 2 favourites, but I haven't filmed them all yet, so we shall see. But yeah, anyway, long ramble at the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this and it was somewhat helpful if you are thinking of purchasing this palette. I did get mine on Look Fantastic pre-order, but it is available from House Fraser. I'll leave some other stockists below, and if you're aware of any discount codes, please leave a comment below and let us know, because I did make a video about the Look Fantastic code. A few of us got like 15% off, I think it was, 20% at some point, which was a big discount, and I know a lot of you used it. So if you do know of any discounts or places you can buy it for cheaper, let us know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!